Good afternoon. Let's take a look at Advent of Code, day 5. Yes, I really should have updated the stream. Day 5. It's day 5, not day 4. Although I did enough streams for day 4. It took an hour and a half in the end. Hopefully this one will be a little bit speedier. Let's take a look at adventofcode.com and day number 5. So, what have we got? You came across a field of hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor. These vents constantly produce large opaque clouds, so it would be best to avoid them if possible. They tend to form in lines. The submarine helpfully produces a list of nearby lines of vents. Your puzzle input for you to review for... Wait, I read that really badly. Hello. Welcome back. Let's read that again. They tend to form in lines. The submarine helpfully produces a list of nearby lines of vents. Why can I hear myself again? Helpfully produces a list of nearby lines of vents for you to review. For example, each line of vents is given as a line segment in the format x1, y1 to x2, y2, where x1, y1 are coordinates of one end of the line segment and x2, y2 are the coordinates at the other end. These line segments include the points at both ends. In other words, an entry like 1, 1, 1, 3 covers points 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3. Cool. For now, only for now, I don't like the sound of that. Only consider horizontal and vertical lines, lines where either x equals 1, x1 equals x2, or y1 equals y2. So the horizontal and vertical lines from the above list would produce the following diagram. In this diagram, the top left corner is 0, 0. I should have read this first before trying to decipher the diagram. The bottom corner is 9, 9. Each position is shown at the number of lines which cover that point or dot. Okay. If no line covers that point, top left pair of ones, for example, comes from 2, 2 to 2, 1, 2, 2, or 0, 0, 1, 2, 2 to 0, 1, 2, 2, 2 to 2, 1. There, that line there. The very bottom row is formed by the overlapping lines 0, 9 to 5, 9, and then 0, 9 to 2, 9. Okay. Okay, just the processing of this is taking me a little while. To avoid the most dangerous areas, you need to determine the number of points where at least 2 lines overlap. In the above example, this is where the diagram with a 2 or larger, a total of 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Consider only horizontal and vertical lines. How many points do at least 2 lines overlap? Whew. Yeah, you say here, one of the days I should have finished very quickly. I had a brain freeze and couldn't remember how to do something. Oh no, I'm having a brain freeze just processing the puzzle as it stands. So I've been outside this morning, so I was really cold, and suddenly it's very warm. I suppose I ought to get started with something. I don't really know what I'm doing, but that's not stopped me so far. So let's create a new file called day5, and let's stick that in a namespace. And do a traditional split screen. So I need a grid. I need my input. And I need to draw between these lines. So let's have I'm just going to start with one class to start with, day5. And we'll work out what we need from there. So I'm going to have an input. Which is yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind my face being blocked. Do you really want to see my face that bad? It's gone. It's gone. It's on a timer. They do disappear. Messages. So this is going to be my input. Okay, let's have another class. I quite like making this nice and object oriented so that I can farm off problems for later. I'm going to have a public class, and this is going to be my input data. Event. And that's going to have a int tuple. And that's going to be start and end. So my sort of current thinking is I'm kind of going to want to draw out this diagram based on the input data, and then or store it in a double I enumerable, as I'm starting to favour with these challenges, and then go from there. So just literally following the example, and then I'm sort of thinking here I could have a method that works out every point on the line on the vector. So I could have a public bool intersects, which would then have take a point, and it's going to return if those lines intersect, something like that. So that means that this is going to be an IEnumerable of vent. Not quite true because it's a line of vents, isn't it? But vent series of vents. Vent series, vents. Yeah, sure. Is it maybe because I don't use that yet? Oh, nullable. We'll populate it in the constructor, so it probably won't mind then, right? I'm also going to have a public something public list. I've learned my lesson. I like lists now. List of int, which is going to be this grid down here, and that's going to be my map. That's going to equal a new list. So my constructor is going to take a string name for my input, and we're going to use my inputs class to read the inputs as a string, because we can't get anything more useful than that. And then we're going to have, IntelliSense is a little bit broken, take a string of data, so we're now sort of expecting this. So I'm going to do data dot split. I'm going to split on the arrow over parts, and then for each part we're going to say start equals parts dot int dot pass parts. What am I doing? Start parts equals parts 0 dot split. Should I just, can you pass in an array of strings here? Oops. Let's just split everything. Wait, that's not how. String array separator. Oh, does it require an extra parameter? Yes. Cool. So then I'm going to set my start int pass parts 1, 0 even. Oh. Oh dear me. So what I'm doing is splitting this string. So I'm taking out basically all the commas. I'm taking out this section here. So I've got an array, which is the 0th item here, 1, 2, 3. So then I'm putting those into my tuples, my start and end tuples, and going from there. So then what I can do up here is say my vents are equal to raw.select new vent series, which takes X as a parameter because that's the line. That's my vents sorted. Do we get told how big that field is? Or do I have to work out? It doesn't say. the actual puzzle input. Are there any? Oh, there's 3-digit numbers in there. So I need to also work out how big this grid is based on the vents as well, or work it out as I go. Okay, so still got to do whether it intersects or not, but I'm going to write that later. I've got a constructor that writes out where all the vents are. Then let's have a method, I guess, which plot vents. See, it's hard to draw the map. And we don't know what the coordinates are. No, we don't know what the sort of min and max are. Do I just want to go and get the min and max of all events? Feels a bit clunky. I'm going to come back to that. I'll write this bit. So at this point, we're just assuming that it's either a straight line either way. So we want to say, okay, if it's, so we know that the x's are the same number or the y's are the same number. So my point here is it's just got to be between, the x point's got to be between the two numbers and the y point's got to be between the two numbers, right? So return point dot learning my lesson from last time. I'm going to name these values. So they're not item 1 and item 2. So point.x is less than end.x. Oh, it could be, let's write a little method. Don't like this very much. I feel like I might need this method again anyway, so maybe I'll stick that. Oh, did I accidentally copy? I didn't. I might stick this in a public somewhere else, not in this namespace at some point. Then I want to make sure that, so if A is greater than B, then I need to return test is greater than A and, no, test A is greater than B, so test it's less than A and it's is greater than B. Otherwise, oops, just drawing arrows rather than using the symbols. Otherwise, we're going to test that it's greater than or equal to B, and so it's less than or equal to B and greater than, still doing it, to A. Then I can say return point X dot between start X, end X, and point dot y dot between start Y, end Y. Cool. That's the easy bit done, hopefully. I might have got my Boolean logic wrong here, but we'll see how that goes. Plop, 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 vents. I don't really. See, what I envisioned doing was working out how big the grid is, and then loop through every point and see how many of the event series it intersects. That's a bit of a pain because I've got to work out how big the field is, how big the map is at the start. The other way of doing it would be to go through each of these and work out which cells it covers, which feels like it's potentially more sensible. I'm going to stick with my intuition because I feel like this is easier to update to when we're working out diagonals, which I suspect is going to be the part 2. Probably isn't any different, is it? No, we're going to do this. We're going to do this the way I first thought of doing it because that was more intuitive to me, so it's going to be easier for me to think about. So I need to work out the maximum x direction by selecting vents.max start x. Oh, I don't like calling this x. Vent. Too many x's. I can't want to just to make these expressions a bit clearer what's going on. Doesn't like that because I've not finished that line. So if A is greater than B, return A, return B. So I'm then going to return the maximum of those two. Don't know why I didn't just copy that line because it's going to be very similar. Max Y. So the reason I was not liking this very much is this is quite an efficient. Oh, that should be X. This is quite an inefficient thing to be doing, just looping through all the things before we've even started, but I've not been prioritizing efficiency. I've been prioritizing the way my brain works and speed of coding rather than speed of the code being run. All of my things have been quite inefficient so far. So once I've got this, I can, actually I might do this in the constructor. Then I can say my map is a new list of int. And then I kind of want map dot I could use arrays, couldn't I? Instead of lists. See how this works. New int array array. Can I specify? Is that how you do it? No, not what I want at all. Is it? What does that create? What does the comma do? I have to look up. Two-dimensional arrays in C#. Huh, that is right. Yeah, that is what I want. That's what I should have been using yesterday. Just forgot that two-dimensional arrays were a thing. Cool, so my map is actually going to be an public two-dimensional array, int array called map get set. Cool, so at this point, now I know how big the map is. So I'm going to then loop through my x's, and that's going to be int dimension. Is that right? And then in here, I'm going to go through my y's, map.get length 1, zero-based dimension of the system array whose length needs to be determined. X, Y. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then what we do is we do a events dot count. So it's map x y equals events dot count. Not enough brackets, not enough brackets. Well, I'm going to draw this the wrong way around if I do it this way, aren't I? So I'm going through each y dimension now, so I can draw a line at a time because I want to output this. So console dot write line map. Can I just get one? I kind of at this point want to loop through just that row. So That's a good point. Does that matter? Simon has made a very good point explaining what my 2D array does. I think that's fine though, right? It's an array of 2 dimensions as opposed to an array where each cell has another array in it. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Yeah, yeah, that is fine. Now, what I want to do is maybe I'm just going to do a console.write here of map x, y. I'm not writing JavaScript. Just constantly have to remind myself of that fact. And here I'm going to do a console.writeLine. So I think that might draw it out. Let's find out. Let's find out if my brain has been had the new keyword a second ago. Forgot to write it the second time. And we want to plot vents. We also need to create those input files. Don't go away, come back. It's gone off to a different screen. That. So I'm hoping, hello? There we go. I'm hoping running this should draw out this. That's all I wanted to do at the moment. Thank you, Simon, for providing instructions for me to well, my brain just completely broke about how to output that line. Yeah, that would have worked possibly better, but I found a way. Okay, so this is, are we all just slightly too high? No, this is just a totally different. Have I flipped my X's and Y's round? No, the numbers are completely different. I reckon I've probably messed up this bit. So let's take a breakpoint in here. And I'm also going to check that everything looks healthy at this point here. So in my vents, can I see vents? So we've got should really have overwritten the 2 string on this. Shall I? Yeah. So just to make the debugging a lot easier, I'm going to output everything in this format. So we're going to return one of these, and that's going to be the start x out of place start y. Just this is going to make it so much easier to debug. End x, end y. Because I should be able to look at my my array and just see these values in there. Naught to 959 8008 9434. Looks good. Okay, so that's passed fine. My max x is 9. My max y is 9. Cool. So that bit seems to have worked. Now, we're looking at 0, 9 to 5, 9, and we're checking that this point, sorry, which is probably 0, presumably 0, 0, 0.00, yep. And we're checking that 0, 0, checking to see if 0, 0 is between start, which is 0, 9, and end, which is 5, 9. So that should be no. So point x is 0, and that is between start x and end x, but it is not between start y and end y. That should be false. Can't see what it actually outputted. How do I see what it actually outputted? Is there a nice way to do that? Not really. Okay, that's not a particularly helpful UI, is it? I can't see what the value is. True. Your point x is now, so what we're looking at now, point is still 0, 0, and we're looking at 8, 8, 0 to 0, 8. So 0, 0 should have, they should all be false, but this is true. Because it is between these two values. That's 0. But I'm just sort of checking it's in like half the graph, aren't I? I'm checking it's. So to be on a line, it's more complicated than that. Yeah, debugging in full Visual Studio is a bit more fine-tuned, I think. Hopefully code will improve with time though. Okay, so how do you check a point is on a line? Am I going to look up? Am I going to look up the formula for it? Or I should be able to work this out, especially as we're not doing diagonals. Formula? Algorithm. Point on to check a point is on a line from the two endpoints. I just need to check. I mean, there's a very lazy way to do it for this one. I need to check that point dot y equals start dot y, or point dot y, I don't know why I started with y, equals end dot y. Point dot x equals start dot x, or point x equals, no, wait, that there should be an or here, an and here. I think. Let's restart. You know that works. Let's just go to the end, just see if I fix it with that. So it's not strictly speaking the truth, but I think it should work for the. Don't like the console right line for that. Let's clear screen. Do that again. That looks closer to what we want. Except there's an extra. There's 1 0 there, and there's 2 zeros there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. Oh, I've shifted it. Out because the vents are not zero index. No, they are zero index. Let's shove that off the end as well. Somewhere I've messed up my indexing. So this graph here is like this one, except everything's moved across one and down one, and it's drawn a extra one here. So this line is longer here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're the same 5, they're the same length, and it starts the same place here. So this line is too far to the right, and this line, I'm assuming, is too far off the screen at the bottom. As a way to test that, I suppose I could make my grid bigger. Oops. See what happens. Yeah, so oh, that's it. That's literally it. I was only drawing 9 cells instead of 10. Because these are getting the 0 indexed, and this is not 0 indexed. This is the size of it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to stick my +1s though at the end of here just for my own sanity. Okay, cool. So I have replicated this, except I've got zeros instead of dots. But that is the same. How many points do at least 2 lines overlap? So then to get the answer for that, I just need to we're also going to have a int just in case. Just trying to predict what the what the second half of the challenge is going to be. So at the end of here, we're going to return map we just want to count where x is greater than or equal to the threshold, right? I'm Googling this. How to iterate a multi-dimensional array. Yeah, not iteratable. So actually what I'm going to do this the much easier way. Int count equals 0. I'm going to return the count at the end. And then I'm just going to do in here var n equals, just to simplify this, it's getting a bit messy in here. And if n is greater than or equal to the threshold, we're going to do count plus plus. In my program, I also want to write line the number of dangerous points. 5 dangerous points. Awesome. So let's try and do this with the real puzzle input. We're on day 5. Got the answer input. Input. Run it for real. Oh, it's going to be a big. Doesn't fit in my terminal screen. We're going to be here a while. It's because I've got so many nested loops, basically. But this is a run once, hopefully, run once operation. So it doesn't matter. I don't mind about my performance. I prefer my performance of me coding to try and squeeze this into a short period of time. I say a short period of time. It's not a short period of time at all, is it? We're on an hour again. I might have to give up on the whole lunchtime coding and do it in the evening when I get back to work. Maybe it won't be a 1 p.m. thing. Maybe it'll be a 6 p.m. thing. UTC. course. This is, I'm sure, thrilling stream content. Oh, that hurts my eyes. While we're doing this, let's do a thumbnail for this one, but I also want to include the there we go. It's my YouTube thumbnail ready to go. Sorted. It's good to get those thumbnails out of the way. Otherwise I forget to do them. And you just end up with the YouTube default, which nobody wants. This is taking forever. How big is the input? So it's what? 1,000 square, and then how many lines is it? It's going to be 1,000, isn't it? Oh, only 500. Oh, what's it going to do when it gets to the end? I wasn't expecting the new line character at the end. It's not going to like it. It might do a 0, 0 extra 0, 0 dots. It might give me the wrong number. Oh, actually, I think the first number happened to be a 0, so we might be okay. Oh, we can't see that. Too many lines drawn. So I think each block that you can see going past here is a row. So we're waiting for this to iterate 1,000 times. Still feels quite. And for each cell here, it's iterating 500. Yes, yeah, it has passed the Simon. It has passed the file correctly, but I am worried that it might have passed this as 0, 0, 0, 0 coordinate, and will therefore add an extra 1 onto the first line. I think the first line was all zeros. Doesn't matter unless it goes above the threshold. It did an exception, which worries me because I wanted it to exception, so I feel like it's probably got an extra coordinate in there that it shouldn't have. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, is it? You think this is really the right line that's taking a long time? Or do you mean my method called print? That is pretty inefficient. Because I can disable that. There you go. Simon says, is the console printing really that inefficient? I assumed it was at least partially. Still not speedy, but it might well finish much sooner. I'm also not debugging because debugging canes it. But that does mean we have no idea what state we're in. We just have to wait. And you don't get the zeros and ones for entertainment, because that was the high quality portion of this stream, I feel. Oh, maybe I should have done something a little bit more performant. Definitely should have looped through the vent series. Like I said at the start, I said I'm going to do it this way, but yeah, my algorithm is really bad because I wanted to do it the way I found most intuitive, because I thought it can't be that bad. It's not gonna. It's taking forever. Like, do I have enough time while this is running to rewrite my algorithm so it loops through the vent series rather than each cell? Because this, I didn't quite anticipate how many of these would be zeros. That it's taking forever to calculate a zero. Oh dear. I don't really want to write it that way around. It feels more complicated. Um, right, while we're waiting, let's see if we can create a plot method, which is going to take my map and draw on it. How's it going to draw on it? It's going to work out which is the straight line. Oh no, that's quite how inefficient my algorithm is. So Simon, did you do it this way around? So you loop through the 500 things rather than looping through the 100,000 things? Loop through the vents rather than loop through the grid. Okay, so let's do this. So I want to. I need to work out which axis I'm drawing my line on. So if start dot. Oh, it finished. 5835. Let's see if that is the correct answer. That's the right answer. Awesome. I am going to do the rewrite because no, let's read. Where's all my windows gone? Let's read what the second part is, and if I'm going to reuse the same code, then I'm going to rewrite it. Oh, look, diagonals. Unfortunately, considering only horizontal and vertical lines doesn't give you the full picture. You also need to consider diagonals. Okay. Cool. The lines will only be exactly 45 degrees or 90 degrees. Okay, yeah. So I need to rewrite the logic anyway. So let's rewrite it as a plot. I'm going to rewrite it to check that this still works with the 5835. So I'm just going to do this as the 90 degrees only for now. End.x. Then we're going to want to loop through the numbers of y and for y equals end dot y. We kind of need to know which one's the bigger number here, don't we? Because some of them were going backwards, I'm pretty sure. I can use my max method, can't I? Where's my max method? And I also want a min method. Is this not part of yes. Why am I writing that method? Ah! So while it's math.max of start.y and end.y, my starting point is going to be math.min start.y end.y, and for each one of those I'm going to map is going to be start.x, we know they're the same, and then that's going to be y equal plus plus. Yeah, and otherwise we know that y is equal to y in this scenario. I don't know why I'm testing this, because I'm going to have to rewrite it anyway. So this should give us 583. Nope. Oh, not that one. 85. 85. Zero. Okay, not good. No, should have definitely run this on the example rather than the. So those values are different. So we know that start.y is 631, end.y is 506. See that up here, right? And I can't. Stop that. Start with the example. Zero, 5. So start.y is 9, end.y is 9. So we're going for a line between 0 and 5 on 0. Oh, 9, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. It should be 0, 9 is 1. Oh, I'm iterating the count in here, aren't I? Stop. That's why it's 0. Oh dear. It's a good job I tried this first. So we're also going to stick that as a ref parameter to count. Huh. So at this point, I want to check if the value is 2, exactly 2. Because if it's gone higher than 2, so at this point, we're iterating multiple times on the same square potentially. So we don't want to know if it's 3, we've already counted it as part of the 2. So if that is exactly 2, or the threshold, which I'm going to hard code it now, then (14). This is the example. I don't think it was 14 though, was it? 5 points. That's not 5. Oh dear. Let's get it to spit out the grid and see what's going wrong. Yeah, so I did just reread part 1. It's because I started to I'm just rewriting the logic to make it a bit faster. So I'm rewriting it for part 1. I've completely messed it up. For this very reason, because I thought I might mess it up. Yeah, refactor. Thank you. Refactor of part 1. To make doing part 2 easier, because I've done it now so that it should. It's only going to iterate 500 times instead of 100,000, and just because I feel like I'm going to potentially be running this one a few times, so I want it to be a bit faster. But I've broken it somehow in my plot method. So I was checking if it intersects, but now I'm taking a map as a parameter and plotting the vents on here. So I thought it might have just been that this bit was wrong, where I was checking. Oh, I wonder if that makes a difference. Two dangerous points. I mean, this looks close. But still not right. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. It's also missing. It's missing the. There we go. Fixed it. So if I swap this out to the real input, I should get that number again. Oh, we're still outputting. Where's my output? 5835. Yeah, cool. That is the right number, isn't it? Looks familiar. 5835. Okay. So now what I need to do is stick modify this to use a proper point online type logic, because the diagonals are a pain. Or I just write an extra. Either. What are my options here? I'm going to Google. I feel like this is cheating a little bit. Kind of takes away a bit of the challenge. Point is online. Trying to think back to studying maths and working out whether I can work out the formula for the plot, but no, I know we're getting into computer vision. That's a bad search term. And 3D modeling. Nope. Okay, let me have a think about this. So, if you've got I'm sure there's a whiteboard out for this actually. No, that's gone from Windows 11. Cool. So I've got a grid. Let's do a 3x3 grid. And I've got this point and I've got this point as being the start and end of the graph. So that is 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So that is point 2, 0. And that is point 0, 2. So this is point 1, 1. To work out where So this halfway point is half of 2, halfway between 0 and 2, and halfway between 2 and 0. But it gets more complicated the bigger it gets, right? So if I do a I've got a pen and touchscreen on the bottom. I'm not sharing that screen. So here we're going to go from here to here, and this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4, 4. Sorry, that's 4, 0, and that's 0, 4. And this is 1, 3. So it just walks up, doesn't it? It goes, because we're only doing 45 degrees. This is going to be 2, 2, and that's going to be 3, 1. So it's adding, it's bringing the numbers closer together one by one, isn't it? Oh, I'm getting hints from Simon again. What's wrong with my current approach? It doesn't work with diagonals. That's what's wrong with my current approach. Oh, you're talking about my current approach of doodling in paint, or my current approach of the algorithm? Yeah, I did use Microsoft Whiteboard though for just doodling on my own screen before. It's very useful with a pen, but I'm not sharing the white screen to use the pen. So we're doing janky mouse drawing. So I need to get from here to here. I need to work out which one's bigger or smaller and increment by 1. So that is very close to what I've got here, except I need to, do I need to check though that it is a 45-degree angle? That's the complicated bit as well. Or can I just assume that it's going to be, let's try assuming that it just works. So then I need to go for, I can probably get rid of these as well and just have one algorithm. So we're going to go from X, which is, actually, yeah, I think this might work. They're going from the min X up to the max X. Whoop. Helps. I'm sat wonky, so I'm hitting the wrong keyboards shortcuts. X plus plus. Is this right? I'm not sure this is right. I've got a breakdown though, don't I, on my. total is now 12. We're also going to do the output. But we're only going to do this for example. I don't see any outputs of diagonals then. I've got 2 for loops here. I don't think I want 2 for loops. I think I want 1 for loop which is the length of the line. Working out the length of the line, I don't know how to do yet. And I kind of might be doing that. Let's step through one that's diagonal. So start is 0, 9 and end is 5, 9. So we are looking at 0, 9. No, sorry, 0, 9. And the end is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 9. No, what? Oh, I'm breakpoint's in the wrong place. That's a straight line. Of course it is. Okay, so start is now 8, 0. Eight, so X is along the top. 8 is this one. And end is 0, 8. That's this one. So it's this line here. So X is currently 0. And Y, is my keyboard not working? And Y is currently 0. Yes, I don't want to be drawing that line at all, do I? I just cannot work this out. It's completely stumped me. So this is drawing completely the wrong thing. It's not drawing any diagonals though. It should be drawing too many diagonals. Oh no, it's not. It's drawing way too many straight lines. But it's not drawing diagonals because I'm never, because the way I'm looping through, I'm never, yeah, I want 1 loop here, don't I? I think I want 1 loop. I don't know what my line length is, but let's just assume it's a length of 5 for now. Something. So I'm going to go for my I want to get to end. So I'm going to if end dot x is less than start dot x, x minus minus, else if end dot x is greater than start dot x, x plus plus. Same again for y. I feel there's a simple way to do this, but y, 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 ooh, x, y. Then my new point, p dot p equals x, y, while p does not equal end. And then I also want to tag it on the end. So we're also going to do one of these, but for, yeah, that. I just want to see if this draws the right pattern. So let's run it. Hmm. Line 118. How is that outside the bounds of the array? It's the start one. No, sorry, it isn't. It's the start one at the start, yes. So px, so we're at the start. We don't need this. So p is 8, 0, and we're going to 0, 8. So we want to go 7, 1 as the next point. Oh. Yeah, stop. Yeah, I just instantiated them incorrectly. Okay, my points calculation is wrong because I'm not incrementing my count in this one, but that diagram looks pretty darn close, but not right. I've missed off the straight line. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Oh, and this line here, I've missed. This is the one that this side of the if should be dealing with. I think this would work for all of them, by the way, but it's not drawn that line. It's not drawn that line. It's not drawn any horizontal lines. It has not drawn, which should be horizontal lines. The x doesn't change. So that should be this one, right? Why is it not drawing that one? What have I done to stop it drawing horizontal lines? It was drawing them earlier. So start x is 2. So which horizontal line is this one? This. And y is 1. So it's this one. It does 2. And draws 2 of those. Is that right? Ah, it's this one. 0, 1, 2. So it's just those 2 lines there. Did it draw that one? So not a drawing. So it does draw that one. X2. So x, if x is 2, the y is changing. That's a vertical line. So it's this one that I'm having problems with. So y is 9 and x is 0. So 9 is this row here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bottom row. X, so it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2. So this long line here is the one it's trying to draw. So we're starting at x0, y9, x0, y9. So it's that one. Oh, and then it's giving up. Start, end. Start, end. They shouldn't all be y, should they? Oh, they are. Wait, what am I doing? Start what? Where am I? We're looking at this one. So min should be 0. Max should be 5. Oh, min. It says min twice. How did this work? Did I mess that up after I'd written it? Right, when we print this, I need to get those zeros to be dots because it's messing with my brain. Okay, so that output looks correct now. So now what I need to do is fix the counting because that is definitely wrong because I'm not. Oh, the other thing I can check is if I need those other if statements because I'm pretty sure this has me covered for every instance now. What I meant to do was that. Yes, that logic seems to work. Nice. Now all I need to do is do my count logic. Bit of repetition there, but 12. Yes. Okay, let's run it for the input. No, without the output. Should definitely have stuck that on as a debug flag. Or even, no. No. Let's not overcomplicate, Joe. 17,013. Yay! Thanks for all the support there as well, Simon. Simon's the only person in the chat today. I think there were a few other viewers as we went. So thank you for watching. It may not be lunchtime tomorrow after all, because these are taking me a long time now as they get more complicated. So it might be an evening thing. But yeah, hopefully see some of you tomorrow. I'm going to need to go and have a look at Simon's answers to this, solutions to this. He said it's going there. Simon, do feel free, if there's anyone else watching, it's hard to tell, do feel free to post your GitHub repo in the Slack as well. In fact, I'll add your GitHub repo to this link if you don't mind, so that people can, because I keep referencing your code all the time for the solution for the day before. I never look at it until I've done it. But yeah, perfect. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to go and have some lunch. Thank you very much.